Well, what's up, America's team and Cowboy headquarters? Here we are. It's your boy G, the number one Cowboy fan, Hampton, coming at you live, direct, and correct with some more news that you can use. First of all, I'd like to say thanks to all the subscribers and all those that follow this channel, where we come together in this Cowboy huddle and talk nothing but Cowboy talk. I hope you guys enjoyed our What's Up Wednesdays and our Mundane Mondays that we have. When we do our live stream, it's definitely been a major plus as far as getting the news and the latest rumors out to you guys. So this is something new we have implemented, and I really appreciate it. Much love to those brothers that helped me with this information, because it's definitely needed here as we sit here in the off season. So I'm not going to keep you here long. Just going to talk about what's going on right now as far as with the Cowboys. Just a little update with our Cowboys. As it's been told that Jerry Jones calls out Amari Cooper, and this is the latest and things about what Charles Haley said about the offense. You know, we've been pointing fingers and trying to figure out what's going on with our Dallas Cowboys and what happened with our Dallas Cowboys, because it's definitely been a travesty, a chaos, finishing 12-5 and one and done again. So, but that's neither here or there. That's where we are. But here's the latest that we have. Jerry Jones calls out Amari Cooper, which not only that, but they're not telling the whole story. Jerry actually called out the whole damn team. Okay, so they're not telling that. You know, sometimes people throw certain articles out there just, for bait. But, it also reported that Jerry Jones was livid, and he has a statement here, basically, about Amari Cooper. You said Jerry Jones said early in the early success of the Cowboys is due to some of the work of Amari Cooper. Jones also believed he should get more targets when covered, and that he's a wide receiver that commands plenty of attention. That comes from Calvin Watkins and 105.3 The Fan. So, I understand, Amari is upset, and he should be upset. I mean, now we're talking about that it could be Amari Cooper's last dance with the Cowboys, and we, could play this last game at the Dallas Cowboys. But now let's talk about something here. Now we could talk about his contract. Basically, he still is owed $16 million. But with that being said, Cowboys also over $13.5 million in cap space. So basically, yeah, if they can, get rid of Amari Cooper, basically free up some money, they, or whatever. But that's just one option. But I have to ask myself, if you allow the team to release Amari Cooper with with Cedric Wilson being an unrestricted free agent, and Michael Gallup as an unrestricted free agent. So who are you left with? CeeDee Lamb. So I'm not sure if everybody's aware that, yeah, we had two of our receivers are free agents, and then we're talking about releasing Amari Cooper. Now we find ourselves back at square one. If you can't get the ball to three top-notch receivers with Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and Amari Cooper, what in the hell what makes you think that we can give the ball to one star role player receiver if we couldn't give it to three? You know what that does now? What that does, that puts a double team on that star receiver, and basically letting these second string or lower tier receivers play one on one, which more than likely these DBs today can probably cover them. So also, I mentioned about how everybody's frustrated, but there's a lot of things that was being said by Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin and Charles Haley. But before I go into that, I want to get back to this before I go into those three former players. But back to Amari Cooper. So what they're saying is instead of releasing Amari, basically you could restructure his contract, giving him a bigger bonus and keeping him around, you know, through the duration of next year, So, which makes sense. You can't just release Amari Cooper because there's rumors saying that maybe Jerry Jones is trying to talk Amari Cooper up to the NFL to where maybe someone say, hey, we'll take Amari Cooper. I don't know, but I basically don't see Amari Cooper leaving the team, due to the fact you have two other receivers that's unrestricted free agents. Now you find yourself with one receiver. Do you really want to do that? I don't know. But I think the quick fix is basically to restructure his contract and give him upfront, a bonus to clear up. Basically, what it says right here. If its comments are any indication, Jerry Jones is still high on Cooper as a premier NFL receiver. Dallas could also gain cap space by restructuring Amari's deal and covering some of his $20 million base salary into a bonus, which would increase the amount of dead money in this future. I'm sorry, in this and future season. So that's another option. So I don't think we'll get rid of Amari Cooper. I think more than like we'll keep him, and we'll try to work out something with Michael Gallup, not CD, Cedric Wilson, Malik Turner. So we got some issues at that receiver position. So with that being said, that's just what's being said that Amari Cooper could be unplayed his last game with the Cowboys. I don't think that's going to be the case. Jerry Jones, even though he called him out, but he also said that he had something good to say about Amari because he, like you say, he demands a lot of attention. He does. And with that being said, when you have an offensive line like Charles Haley mentioned, he said, your center and your left guard sucks. That's basically what Charles Haley said. How you expect to have a run game when your center and your left guard sucks. So, and I was thinking about this. I said, well, okay, how can Jerry sit here and just call out Amari Cooper? And, basically we got bigger issues than just Amari Cooper, um, saying that he want the ball or not getting the ball. So, and it is a bigger issue, Same thing with Michael Irvin said. He said you cannot have your star role players playing like backup players and your backup players playing like star players. So, here we are, finishing 12-5, one and done again, and we're sitting on the couch watching other teams play because basically now football actually really starts. This is what separates the men from the boys. That first round basically determines who's the men and who's the boys, and now this is going to separate the men from the boys. So we got some big games going on today, which I'm planning on watching a lot of them today. So, yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. And so I just want to get on here and kind of touch base on that, guys, and then, people, put titles out there for clickbait and things like that. But, yeah, Jerry was a little upset with Amari, but at the same time, he had something good to say about Amari, So, you know, basically what I see, Jerry was pissed. to be understanding, I had an article. What did I do with it? I can't remember what I did with it, but basically he said we can't start. He said, let me see if it's in here. Let me see if it's in here. Oh man, I probably lost the comments. But he basically was saying, after playing the first time in Tampa, he said we can't play like this. We cannot play like this. This needs to be addressed from the first time we played Tampa Bay. And, he expects better. But again, Jerry Jones, this is your Trojan horse that you've given Mike McCarthy, which is Kellen Moore. Your Trojan horse with Wade Phillips when you gave him Jason Garrett. So again, you can be pissed all you want, Jerry Jones, but at the same time, you have to recognize that you had a lot to do with this. So, the one finger that you point, three fingers point back at you, my man. So, what we're gonna be doing on Monday, guys, we're gonna recap on some of the games, and we're gonna start coming up with some options that the Cowboys could come up with as far as fixing this team for next season. We're going to come up with looking at some draft picks. We're going to look at some other options as far as free agency. We got some free agents that we got to figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to go about it. But guys, y'all join us on Monday night for our live stream, Monday night at 7 o'clock p.m. and Central Time. And we're going to want you guys to chime in and let us know what you guys think. So, with that being said, I didn't mean to hold you this long, but I just want to let you know what Jerry had to say about Amari and Charles Haley and Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin. So, here we are. So, now we're at the point of trying to fix what's broken. So, with that being said, y'all have a great weekend. Deuces.